Hey guys, good morning. We're gonna get ready for our test tomorrow. So, like on all the other units, in the very front of your book is your pretest. Right, so beginning of the book. There was a issue in printing, so for some reason our pretest is printed backwards and it's missing a page. So you're gonna notice up here it says page 3 of 3, and if you turn it, here's 1 of 3, meaning the first of 3 pages, the third of 3 pages. So this page, page 2 of 3, is attached in the assignment. You can either write the answers in your journal, or if you have a printer at home, you can print that out. I'm sorry I didn't catch that before this book made it to you, but that's where we're at. So this page is attached at the bottom of the assignment, so please pause now or stop now. Get in your book, take the pretest, including this page, so you have 3 pages altogether, and then come back and push play, and we'll see how you did. See you later, guys. Okay, so I'll zoom in here, and we'll get started on the answers. Again, if your paper looks like mine, you should not be watching this video. Your paper should be all filled in with beautiful math, and now you're checking the answers with a red pen or a colored pencil or some other colored pen, not marker. Marker will bleed through, which means you won't be able to see the math on the backside. So you need to have some kind of pen or colored pencil. A gel pen works great as well. So let's jump in and see how you did. So solve, evaluate, solve each expression below. So find the answer, right? So remember, when we talk about parentheses, you're supposed to do that math first and then go to the outsides or do the other math. So 9 times 2 is 18. So 18 times 5. There's not a ton of room to work, so if you put your work in your journal, nice, make sure you attach it when you turn in your assignment today. I'm going to try and just make space around the edge here so that you guys can see all my stuff in one space. So let's zoom in more. Here we go. So we have 5 times 8, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Carry the 4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 more is 9. So our answer is 90. Okay, so now over to B, right? Parentheses first. 13 doubled gives us 26 times 5. So 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. All right, down here. So 50 times 64 minus one group of 64. So 64. So 50 times 64, but I can make this easier. I can hide that 0. 64 times 5, and then I can put it back. So 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 is 32. But this is not a 5, this is a 50, so I need to put another 0 to the back. If I put that 0 back. And then I need to subtract a group of 64. So I have to come all the way over here. Now this is a 1. But I'm trying to get over there, so now it's a 9. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. 1 minus nothing. 3 minus nothing. So our answer, 3, 1, 3, 6. And get our comma in there. Holy smokes, this one's a long one. We have 3 different sets of parentheses that we need to do first. So 6 times 4, so 6 doubled is 12, 12 doubled is 24. 3 times 4 is 12. 6 times 3, 6 doubled is 12, plus 6 more is 18. Okay, so now I have to do 2 groups of this, plus 2 groups of that, plus 2 groups of this. So the next step I need to do is times all these by 2. So 24 doubled is 48. 12 doubled is 24. 18 doubled, I don't know off the top of my head, so let's figure it out. 8 and 8 is 16, so 36. But now it says I need to add those together, right? So that's why I put them over here. I'm going to add those. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is a multi-step problem. Holy smokes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at all that work in your little tiny answer. I'm going to circle it because guess what? There's a lot of math floating around here, and I want to make sure that my teacher knows exactly what my answer is. Whew, that's a lot of math. All right, fill in the blanks to make each set of equations true. So first, we have 99 groups of 497 plus one more group. So 99 groups plus one more group gives me 100 groups. And then they want the answer to that. So guess what? Hide the 2 zeros. 4, 9, 7. Put them back. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, comma. Okay. 98 groups of 36 is the same as some number minus 2. Some number minus 2. So to get to 98, what minus 2? Well, that's 100. So 100 times 36 minus 2 groups of 36. So this one's an overshooting. Notice I didn't solve this to figure this out to get the answer. You just got to look at your connections, right? Here's your 36s. And I have a 2 being subtracted. So 98 plus 2 more. 98, 99, 100. Okay, now we have to actually solve it. So I think I'm going to go with this easier method over here. If I cross out the 2 zeros, it leaves me 36, put the 2 zeros back, minus 2 groups of 36. I'm just going to put it down here, then I know. 6 and 6 is 12, 3 and 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So minus 72 over here. I'm trying to get there. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 7 is 2. 5 minus nothing. 3 minus nothing. And here's our answer. You could have also multiplied these two by each other and did what we did with our last unit and got the, as long as you got the same answer, good job. Okay, fill in the missing number in the equation below. Then describe, guys, 2 points here. On those skill checks, a lot of you filled in some random number here and didn't give me a reason why. This wants 2. This is 2 points. An answer and a why. Describe how you use number relationships to fill in the blank without having to find the answer. So I'm going to look here. So this is blank. 16 or 28 and 16. Do those go together? No, they do not. But 28 to 14, that's a half. So if I'm halving one, in order for them to be equal, this has to be a double. So what doubled equals 16? What doubled equals 16? And that is 8. So your description, right? If it were on paper, this would be super easy. This would be your description, not a problem. But it is not on paper. We're virtual. Therefore, you have to write out a sentence. I know 28 is 14, so I need to find something doubled is 16, right? And then you find out the answer is 8. The answer is 8. That's a really long, right? We could have wrote 28 divided by 2 equals 14. 8 times 2 is 16. Something along the lines of describing how you got this 8 that didn't require you solving this answer and then trying to figure out how to solve that one, right? Relationships. How did you solve this without having to get the full answer. How did you do it? Okay, so true or false next to each equation, then describe below below each one how you can use number relationships to tell that they're true. This is a lot of directions. Write true or false, then describe how. Right? Nothing about solving the answer. Is this equation true? So let's check it out. Okay, so from here to here, that's a double. From here to there, that's a half. So this is true. How would you describe it? Well, right, so we did something like this just right here. Or you can write out in the answer box, right? So this would be like one part, and then it would tell you, and how do you know? 120 times 2 equals 240. 18 divided by 2 equals 9. This and this say the same thing. Okay, but you have to describe somehow that you knew what the answer was without solving the equation. That's what it's asking you to do. Okay, so look at me. We have 3 times 4 times 6. Is that the same as 4 times 6 times 3? They're all multiplication, so this is true. This is called the associative meaning all the numbers are still there and all the operations are the same. They're just grouped differently. This would not work if there was addition, subtraction, or division in here. This only works because they're all multiplying. 3 times 4 is 12 times 6, right? They're all still being multiplied. We're just grouping them differently. All right. This one down here. So 58 times 17 is the same as 60 groups of 17 plus 2 more groups of 17. This is not true. This has 62 groups of 17 versus 58 groups of 17. And that would be a great way to explain it. You can see that there's 62 groups, so those are not the same. Yoop, not the same. All right, so now we have the sentence. We need to make the equation that looks like this up here at the top. So to find 15 times 18, 15 times 18, I double and half. I double and half. Well, I can't really half 15 and get an even number, so that must be our double. So 15 doubled times 18 halved. That's it. Right? Write a numerical expression to represent each sentence. It may include groupings. Yep. Doesn't say anything about solving. We're good. There's our answer. Okay. 9 times 26. I find 10 times 26 and subtract one group. Okay, so 10 times 26 and subtract one group of 26. So read the whole thing, then go back and chunk it. Find your ands, find your thens, right? Then I do something else. Those are telling you hints. How can I find the volume of a box? And this is just volume, right? So you do 18 by 21 by 37. This is what we've been working on for this whole unit. All right. Second page. Let's get the book out of the way here. Write an equation and solve. And solve. So we're going to get the answer off these ones. Not just this one. And solve. Make sure you're reading directions. This is a 2-point problem each. So if you mess up, you're only getting half credit here because you missed part of the directions. So to find 15 times 32, I multiply 10 times 32 and add it to 5 times. Okay, so 15 times 32, I multiply 10 times 32 and then add it to 5 times 32. So there's our equation. Now we need an answer. I'm going to put my work up here. So 10 times 32, that's 320. 5 times 32, 32 and 5. So 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. 160, 0, 6, 7, 8, 3 and 4, so 480. Making sure that we're solving all the way through. This one says, and solve. Okay, to find 42 times 25, I double in half. So 42 times 25, I double in half. Again, halving anything with 5, not easy, so this is where your double is going to be. 25 doubled times 42 halved. So 25 doubled is 50. 42 halved is 21. That problem looks a little bit easier. So 21 times 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. But really it's a 50, so put a 0 to the back. So this is where the 50 came from. This is where the 21 came from. And then I multiply them off to the side. All right. How many 1 by 1 by 1, right? 1 by 1 by 1 cubes are in the rectangular prism shown below. Write an equation and solve. So we need an equation for this one. So the base 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need an answer. So 4 times 3 is 12 times 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 1 is 8. 84. Notice that it doesn't tell us anything about the size of these. So this is your units cubed. If you are missing this part, your answer is wrong. 84 is not correct. 84 units cubed. This is a 3D figure. You need to show that it's a 3-dimensional answer. So really watch that. When you're typing, you can't get this floating 3. So 84U3 is gonna, oops, sorry. You can't get this floating 3 when you're typing in the answer box. So this works as well. Or you could write it out, 84 units cubed. There's lots of different ways, but making sure you get that in there somehow. Okay, so this one lists it out for us. So our dimensions are 6 by 2 by 5. So 6 times 2 is 12 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Again, that units cube piece, really important. If you don't have it, then you don't have the right answer. You have partial credit. Which would be a bummer to do all this math and then forget this part and not get full credit for it. All right, number 8. Brad counted the number of balls in one layer of a box and found there were 24. The box had 9 layers. How many balls can the box hold in all? Okay, so it already told us the amount that's in this bottom layer, or the base. So it's just 24 times 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 2 is 18, 19, 20, 21. So 216. Right, because this one, they already told us what that bottom layer is, right? So which is what this dimension part is, just finding how many in a layer and then how many layers, but it already told us that part. All right, last page, number 3. Okay, we didn't do a lot of work with this in this unit, but I wanted to see where we were because that's where we're going next. It's talking about division. So which is why I had you do this, kind of like a pre-test in your whole test. So you need to have some kind of work for your problem. You need to handle the remainder if there is one, if there's something left over, and then write an equation to solve the problem. So equation, work, answer. 4 friends made 57 cookies and shared them equally. How many cookies did each friend get? Now, are you going to divide people to cookies? Because if you wrote this, you are taking 4 people and dividing them to 57 cookies. You are chopping up people. That's gross. Don't do that. We don't chop up people. That's weird. Division matters what way the numbers go. So we want to divide 57 cookies by 4 friends. 57 cookies divided into 4 groups. So this part really does matter. You might have used a ratio table, which is what I'm going to pull out. So if everyone got 1 cookie, per person. This is total cookies at the bottom. So if everyone got 1, there would be 4. Okay, so we need 10. If everyone got 10 cookies, there would be 40. And let's see. Let's jump to 12. That would be 48. So if I add another 8, that gives us 16. Okay, so 14 cookies. So if I add another 8, right, 16. So it gives us 56 cookies. Now, I can't make everyone have 15 cookies. That isn't going to work. But I don't want to just leave 1 cookie behind on the tray. A cookie is something I can chop up and give everyone a piece. So there's 4 groups, so they get 56 and 1/4 cookies, right? I have 1 cookie left. I chop it into 4 pieces. Hopefully they're really big cookies, otherwise they're just getting like a crumb, but that's besides the point, right? Cookies I can chop up, they're 57, and they're being shared equally, which means they're all going to be divided out. So this is what they would end up with. So there are 57 kids in the after school club. Tomorrow they are going to the park. If each car can carry 4 kids, how many cars will they need to get to the park? Again, we don't want to chop 4, right? We have 57 kids being divided into groups of 4, but it's still the same thing. 4 groups, groups of 4. So how many cars? Guess what, friends? The math is the exact same. This is the same problem. This is the same math. So cars, kids. 1 car can hold 4 kids. 10 cars can hold 40 children. 12 cars can hold 48 kids. And 14 cars can handle 56 children. But guess what? There's this one little child left over. We'll call it Lily. That's my daughter's name. Lily is left out of the car. So what happens with Lily? Does she not get to go? She'll stay home with me? She has to go to the principal? What happens? No. Lily still wants to go. So you're going to say So 14, remainder 1, right? 1 left over, which means you need 15 cars. You're going to round up. Everyone gets to go, so we need 1 more car. Even though that car only has 1 kid in it, maybe somebody from one of the other 14 will come join Lily so she's not all by herself. But because you have 14 cars with 1 kid left over, that means you need to get another car, so you end up having 15 cars, right? We don't want to chop Lily into 4 pieces and put her in 4 different cars. That would be really creepy. We don't want to do that. So we get another car for this particular problem. All right, last one. You guys are doing really good. Andrew paid $57 for 4 supersized pizzas. How much did each pizza cost? So $57 divided by the cost of 4 pizzas. So, again, same math. Cost per pizza and total. So if each pizza costs $1, then it would be $4 total. If each pizza costs $10, Andrew would pay $40. Each pizza costs $12, he would pay $48. Each pizza costs $14, he would pay $56. So again, you have $1 left over, and we have to figure out how to divide that among the price. So how do you take a dollar and divide it into 4? You get 25 cents for everybody. So $14.25 per pizza. All right, good work. If you are struggling with any of these things, please come check in with your teacher. You have a post-test tomorrow. I know you're totally gonna rock it. Slow down, read the questions, think them through. Make sure you put your work on paper. Don't keep it in your head. I will see you later with some more awesome math. Good work today, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.